times. So let's pull back the curtain a little bit and look at the number one reason why new accounts get blown to bits. This is the cognitive trap that snares almost every single new trader.
And here it is: loss aversion. What scientists have found is that the pain of losing, say, $100 feels roughly twice as strong as the pleasure of gaining $100. It's crazy, right? This bias makes us do totally irrational things, like holding onto a losing trade, just hoping and praying it'll come back, all to avoid the pain of actually admitting we were wrong and taking a small loss.
And that loss aversion, it's the root cause of all these classic mistakes. Just look at this list: overtrading to try and win back what you lost, flat out refusing to use a stop loss because it feels like you're admitting defeat. I mean, does any of this sound familiar? This isn't a strategy problem, you guys. It's a psychology problem.
Okay, so now that we've kind of identified the enemy within, let's talk about our shield. The solution isn't to somehow get rid of our human emotions. That's impossible. It's to build a system that just bypasses them completely. And that system is the stop loss.
This is it. This is the stop loss in its purest form. It's a pre-commitment. Before you're even in the trade, before all those emotions like fear and hope can take over, you make one single rational decision. This is the absolute most I'm willing to lose on this idea. That's it. You define your risk before you even start.
Let's make this crystal clear. Say you buy a stock at $100. You immediately, and I mean immediately, place an order to automatically sell if the price drops to 98. Just like that, your risk is capped. It's not some abstract fear anymore. It's a real, defined, manageable number. And this simple action is what lets you survive to trade another day.
You know, embracing the stop loss isn't just some technical tweak to your strategy. It's a huge transformation. It's that moment a trader evolves from being a hopeful gambler into a disciplined operator.
This chart just maps out that journey perfectly. Look at phase 1, no risk control, catastrophic drawdowns. Sound familiar? That's the beginner trap. But the big turning point is phase 3. The moment a trader starts actually implementing risk control, using that stop loss, their drawdowns stabilize and their whole outlook gets better. This is the path to survival, right here.
And this just nails the core lesson, doesn't it? You can be right 70, 80, even 90% of the time. But if your few losses are catastrophic, your win rate is absolutely worthless. Why? Because one huge loss can wipe out 10, 15, 20 small wins. Risk control is everything.
This right here is the massive mental shift that separates the amateurs from the pros. Beginners, they're obsessed with finding the perfect entry to win more often. Professionals, on the other hand, they are obsessed with managing risk so they lose less when they're wrong. They know that protecting their capital is job number one. So let's really break this down. What does it actually look like to think and act like a professional when it comes to risk?
Just look at this comparison. On the left, what do you see? Hope, emotion, impulse. The beginner hopes a losing trade will turn around. But on the right, you see a system. The professional follows a strict rule, the stop loss, and they act mechanically. They're not focused on winning every single trade. They're focused on never, ever losing big.
Honestly, if you remember just one thing from all of this, make it this line: professional traders lose small, beginners hope. It's that simple. Pros survive because they have systems and rules. Beginners are surviving on hope. And that hope, that refusal to accept a small defined loss, is exactly what ends up destroying their account.
So after everything we've talked about, what's the single most important message you should walk away with today?
It's really this simple. A stop loss is not a suggestion. It is not optional. It is your mechanical, emotion-free defense system. It's the one tool that guarantees no single trade can ever knock you out of the market. It preserves your capital, and way more importantly, it preserves your ability to keep trading.
So I'll just leave you with this question. It's a simple yes or no, but I want you to think about it. The answer reveals everything about whether you're treating trading like a professional business or a gamble. Be honest with yourself.